Am I the a-hole for publicly humiliating myself in front of SNL legend Lorne Michaels?
Yes.
Do better.
This comes from Jesse Klein. One of my happiest memories as a kid around 9 years old was staying up late to watch Saturday Night Live.
Saturday Night Live.
On the old black and white TV that I actually found in the trash area of my building and had convinced my parents to let me keep in my room.
It's funny you have to convince your parents to it's not like a dog.
No, you're like, look at this trash TV. And it's got roaches coming out of it. And they're like, I guess you can have it. You're like, thanks.
Maybe that's why they.
Yeah, that's pretty weird though. Mainly so that I could stay up and watch Saturday. That's kind of cute.
Yep.
So there I was. There was just something magical and exciting to me about when the show would start. There was theme music. It would play over cool New York montage of the cast, and it made me feel really hip and alive, like I was part of a cool club and not some nerdy girl who was watching a black and white TV that I found in the garbage.
You just need to reframe that mindset.
Exactly.
It's not black and white. It's
Noir.
vintage.
It's
Film
vintage.
noir. on a
It's
vintage.
thrifted.
That's right.
Wait, no, we have to do that again because it was really funny when we got
It's
thrifted.
thrifted.
And I'm just excluded. That's okay.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
It's thrifted.
It's not the same.
So one of the highlights from when I was 10 years old, in full disclosure, there are no other highlights from when I was 10 years old because I was 10. But one of the highlights was that my best friend's dad took us to 30 Rock to see a taping of SNL. And I remember that before the show started, I had to go to the bathroom. And to get there, I walked down the hallway of Studio H, and it was lined with photos like Gilda Radner. I don't know who it is. Bill Murray, know who that is. And I was like, oh my God, they were here. I'm here. Oh my God. And then I went to the bathroom and I took 15 paper towels and I put them in my pocket.
Was she sweaty?
No, that's just what you do.
That's what you do.
That's
What you do.
She wants
you've
to
never
clone Bill Murray by making him sneeze in one of the little things.
I don't think I've ever taken 15 paper towels.
Well, you don't know how to live.
Maybe you're environmentally conscious.
I am.
True.
To bring them home and put them in a little wooden box I had where I kept all my mementos.
You're right.
The only thing that it had on it was a unicorn. It was beautiful. I think the only other memento in the box at the time was like an acorn I had picked up on a trip to Woodstock.
Nice.
These are the things that you keep for the rest of your life.
This
Yeah.
is what matters.
15 paper towels and an
acorn.
acorn.
But anyway, on that visit, the host was Tom Hanks.
I know who that is.
And the musical guest was Aerosmith.
Oh my God.
So it was awesome.
It was crazy.
Pretty cool.
And just when the night couldn't get any more perfect, afterwards, my friend's dad took us to an incredible dinner at the Hard Rock Cafe.
Wow.
The coolest restaurant in the world.
Yeah, dude.
Coolest kids on the
If
block.
you're freaking, how do we know how old?
10.
10. Dude, if you're 10 going to SNL and then going to the Hard Rock Cafe afterwards in New York,
Highlight of
Highlight
your
Greatest
whole
of your
life.
greatest day of
All
your life.
downhill from there, actually.
100%.
You've just peaked at 10. How does that feel?
Ouch.
I remember
Dang.
so clearly it was the first velvet rope I ever walked past. And as I was walking past it, I was like, I feel famous. Just like Justine Bateman must feel all the time. I don't know who that is.
I don't know either.
Do you know who Justine Bateman is?
I know who that other Bateman.
Oh,
It might
I know
be
Jason Bateman.
There's a chance it could be Jason Bateman if Justine Bateman doesn't exist.
oh,
Justine Bateman does exist.
there you go.
And she is known for
Family Ties.
Family Ties.
Family Ties.
That's a show.
Gotta
I know
be,
that show.
right?
No, it is.
Yeah,
I know for sure.
yeah.
Family Ties.
Yeah.
That's right.
So the most famous woman in the world at the time to me. Okay.
Justine
yeah.
Bateman.
Just
Not
you.
to
So
be
cut to
confused.
2009. I am grown up and I have achieved, largely because of my influence of SNL, I've achieved my dream of becoming a professional TV comedy writer, and I'm a stand-up comedian.
Whoa.
That's what I'm talking about.
Brava.
That's what I'm talking about.
I've been working in LA for 3 years, and I'm finally moving back to New York, mainly because LA is like sunny and perfect, and I hate it, and I can't live there anymore. But anyway,
Interesting.
I'm back in New York and I need a job. And my agent sort of calls me out of the blue and he's like, SNL is actually looking for new writers right now.
Oh my God.
The dream
Imagine
fulfilled.
how many paper towels she can take.
She could take all the
If she
paper towels
works
she
there.
wants. Whoa. And they were like, do you want to submit some sketches? And I was like, oh my God, yes. Of course I do. I just have to find them on my computer. And by finding them on my computer, I meant I had to run to Starbucks and panic and write some sketches.
On the paper towels.
And it's really hard to write anything comedy at Starbucks because there's no one around to tell you if your commercial parody idea for a jockstrap for dogs is funny or not.
I think
Sounds hilarious.
I think you should stand up and then
Perform
be like,
it to the Starbucks.
Yeah,
perform it
you're
and
like,
see if they laugh.
Excuse me. I have a little thing for you.
Yeah, it's like the people on the subway
Yeah.
that like perform.
Or you just go
like
into
a
it.
You just do it in
mariachi band
Starbucks.
came on when I was in New York.
What?
That's
A
incredible.
mariachi band.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, I just started playing. I was
That's
like,
sick.
but everyone else was just like, and I was like,
That's a very bravo.
I feel like everyone was just,
like
very,
the huge-
tuning out.
If you're wondering, did you really submit a sketch that was a commercial parody for a jockstrap for dogs? The answer is yes. Yes, I did. And I was like, all right, well, I'm not going to get this job. But then a couple of days later, my agent calls me back and he's like, SNL liked your packet.
That's right.
You need to meet with Lorne Michaels.
He wants to talk about the jockstrap for dogs.
True.
Yeah, he wants to invest.
Can I invest? Let me get it on the ground floor.
He's like, I don't like your comedy, but I do like your ideas.
Yeah.
Lorne Michaels again, SNL founder. So
Yes.
I'm not going to gossip about Lorne, but I'll just give you a representative tidbit from the interview I had with him, which is, I'm a little nervous, but I go into his office and it's one of those situations. I don't know if you've ever been in an interview like this, but like there's a very large leather couch and then a large leather chair. And I never know whether to sit in the couch or the chair in that situation. So I just decide I'm going to be sort of endearing and honest, and I'm like, where do you want me to sit? And he's like, well, why don't you sit on the couch and I'll sit on the chair? And I'm like, okay. And then we have a minute of small talk. And after a minute, he goes, actually, I want to sit on the couch. And I looked to see if he's joking, and he's not. And we got up and we switched, and I was like, this is weird. That is weird.
Sometimes you be sitting somewhere and you're like,
John, I want to switch.
No.
Continue, Sam.
and scene.
Voila.
Oh, that stressed me out.
Dang. Riley, you need to get over that.
Yeah, come on.
Why?
Okay? You need to get
Everyone-
over that. Everyone else wants me to sit in John's chair.
No, everyone wants everyone to sit where they're supposed to be sitting, where they have sat for the last 3 years.
It's true.
I change seats every day.
Well, that's
That's
okay.
you.
That's what you do.
How dare you? I'm writing.
Then 50 minutes later, I left. And I was like, not only am I going to get that job, I almost feel like I've been fired from the job. I don't know how that would work. But then a few days later, I'm at home and I'm lying on my couch watching Animal Planet, as is my wont. And I get another call. And he's like, so you got the job.
You're hired.
Oh,
SNL wants you and you're going to start.
whoa! Let's freaking go.
Wow, look at you go. You're a
Thanks.
star.
Yeah, wait until you hear the rest of the story.
No,
So,
no.
anyway, flip
No.
out, call my best friend, John, and he comes over and we order pizza and I put on Jay-Z's Empire State of Mind and I put it on repeat. Because that's what people do when they're happy now.
That's what I do.
And I'm having, one of the very special moments in life. I'm having that window in between when you get a cool job and you can tell everyone about it, but right before you've actually started the job and you realize what the job is going to entail. And I was not prepared for what working at SNL entailed. So I'll give you a brief picture of how the week works. Basically, it starts on a Tuesday and the writers stay up all night to write the whole show. Literally all night. Like you get there at noon and you go home at 9 a.m. Wednesday morning.
Wow.
At best.
Ooh.
And maybe you go home, you'll sleep for a couple hours, and then you come back and prepare for Wednesday afternoon's table read, which is this epic marathon affair in which Lorne and the whole cast and all the writers and everyone who works at the show squishes into the writer's room and they read every single sketch that's been submitted.
Whoa.
Wow.
There's about 40 and it takes about 4 hours. And afterward, Lorne goes off with his supervising director and it takes them a few hours and they decide what's going to go in this week's show based on what got the most laughs.
Wow.
That's
40?
insane.
So stressful.
Yeah. They have this sort of weird tradition where even though there's an email now, the way they let you know what's going to be in the show is they sort of do it high school play style.
No.
Where the writer's assistant comes
The
out with
cast
one piece of
list.
paper and everyone has to crowd around to see what's been circled.
Oh my God.
And when I would ask people why do they do it this way? They'd be like, it's tradition. We just do it that way.
Yeah.
My first Tuesday night was my first writer's night. I'm excited, but a little bit nervous because I'm remembering that I'm not a night person. I am a morning person. I go to bed at like 10:30 p.m. every night.
Yes.
But I'm like, okay, I'm just going to go. I'm going to power through. I'm powering through. And then at about 10:30, I get so sleepy.
You go sleepy now.
But my work was not anywhere close to being done because the host for that week was Blake
Oh my
Lively,
God.
the lead girl from Gossip Girl. She seemed super cool and funny. And I was going to go write the sketch where she decided she would play like a wacky volunteer at an animal adoption center. I don't know. I thought that would work. I was just really about making it perfect and staying up all night tweaking, and hours dragged on. In a nutshell, my first table read at Saturday Night Live bombs so bad.
No.
The sketch bombs so bad in front of a room of people who I think are the funniest people in the world.
And Blake Lively.
And Blake Lively.
Lively?
I don't know if Blake Lively is in the room, but it is for Blake Lively's show.
Oh,
She can hear it.
She can
She
hear
knows.
it. Okay. She knows.
Her spirit
She's
senses
omnipotent.
So a Gossip Girl texted her.
Yeah. She's
Yeah.
gossiping about you right now.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Exactly.
And I'm assuming that probably there's a few of you who have never bombed in front of a writer's room at SNL. So just to give you a sense of what it's like. Imagine you're having some spicy sleep with someone that you really like, but they're not making any noise no matter what you do with their body. And then imagine there's a room full of people watching it happen, and they're not making any noise either. It's terrifying. It's so terrifying. And I'm like, this will not stand.
Yeah.
That is a horrifying
Oh
metaphor.
my
It is pretty.
God.
I mean, I haven't done stand-up comedy, but like performing something and not getting laughs when you're trying to do like a funny scene is.
Terrifying.
That is tough.
Yeah.
That's tough.
So I'm determined that next week I'm going to get something at least on the dress rehearsal show. So a little background on that. Every Saturday, SNL actually does 2 shows. The first show is in front of the studio audience, but it doesn't air. And any sketch that doesn't do well will not make it to the TV show.
Never knew
So
that.
yeah. So it's like there's like different cuts. So I'm like, I'm going to get at least that far. And the host, my second week, is Taylor Lautner, who's sort of the Tina heartthrob werewolf from Twilight movies, which I have not seen
Probably teen
because I'm
heartthrob.
35. Like,
Probably teen heartthrob. Probably.
Tina
yeah.
heartthrob, yeah.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
Teen Heart.
Yeah. I think
Who's
it's-
sort of the teen heartthrob werewolf from the Twilight movies, which I have not seen because one, I'm 35 years old, and two, because if I want to see pale people being angsty, I'll go to my Shabbat dinner and just stare at my parents or like look in the mirror. And, I don't need to spend money. So he seems really nice and he's really young. So I'm like, I'll write something where he plays someone really young. So I write a sketch where he'll play Bristol Palin's ex, Levi Johnston.
Is that related to Sarah Palin?
I don't know. And he's going to have to wear like a puppy vest and mumble like an idiot. Anyway, Taylor Lautner nails this. Oh, I guess then maybe Blake Lively was in there because...
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I think- yeah,
'Cause
I think,
they,
yeah.
they workshop.
They workshop
with the actors.
And it gets laughs. And so it goes to dress rehearsal.
Ooh.
And I'm like, okay, victory. Or so I think. Until I realize what dress rehearsal means. Which Lorne Michaels basically sits. He sits under the audience bleachers during the dress rehearsal and watches the show on a monitor. And when your sketch starts, you slide into the chair next to Lorne and you watch it.
That's so stressful.
It's so stressful.
Yeah.
Well, you watch your sketch with him. So my sketch starts, and then I watch Lorne watch my sketch bomb
No.
really bad.
But it works so well. Taylor Lautner.
And I'm
Oh.
assuming there's a few of you who have never watched your sketch bomb in front of Lorne. So just give you a sense of what it sounds like. Imagine you're having spicy sleep with Lorne Michaels and he's not making any noise.
Oh,
That's not an
man.
image I like.
So this becomes my life, right? Week after week, I'm struggling to come up with material that I think will work on the show, and it always goes terribly. And I can never get it to go great. And I sort of start to spiral because my whole identity personally and professionally up to this point in my life is that I am funny.
I am funny, Jillian.
I can be funny. And it's just like all of a sudden I can't crack the code on this show. And before every table read, before every rehearsal, my stomach is in knots. I'm walking around sort of lost and confused, but in this foggy way, like sort of like Keanu Reeves way. And it just feels like a part of me that's become broken. And without it, I'm becoming unhinged, Like, first of all, I'm never seeing my friends anymore because OP is just in the dark all day.
Oh, yeah. Crazy hours.
Because of the hours. And on rare occasions when I see them, they say things to me like, "You don't look good." Or like, Jesse, don't cry in the restaurant.
Oh no!
Ouch.
We want to come back here. So yeah, I'm just
Did it
not
kick you out
sleeping.
for crying?
Yeah.
Yeah, for real.
What kind of restaurant is that?
Let me cry and
Yeah,
eat my
yeah.
my
Yeah.
my pasta Alfredo in peace.
So I'm gonna take off my jacket because it's hot.
Why you put it
I love
on
how
there?
you took it off and put it on like 4 times.
What was that?
There we go.
All right. So because there's no time to sleep, and on the occasions when I might sleep, I'm too anxious, and I'm just thinking about next week's guests and what I should write for them. And I'll be lying there like, Jennifer Lopez is going to be on next week. What should I
J-Lo.
write for Jennifer Lopez?
Big question.
And in the midst of all this stress, I'm like trying to experience any kind of pleasure. I don't have pleasure anymore. All I can do is go to the anthropology store downstairs at Thorny Rock and spend too much money. Like, I remember I spent $280 on a sweater with a kangaroo pocket on it. Some girls know what I'm talking about. And I was hitting rock bottom when the anxiety started to affect me physically. I started feeling like I was having heart palpitations. Because I'm an erotic hypochondriac, I was like, I'm dying. So I went to my doctor. I have a really good doctor. So he was immediately able to diagnose me with being an idiot.
Aha!
Contagious.
We've cracked the case.
He's like, you just need to relax. And I was like, okay, give me some Klonopin.
It's like anxiety meds.
Uh-huh. And he was like, no, you should do this without drugs. And I was like, why? Are you a bad doctor?
Yes. Yes, I am.
And so around the time, a really good friend of mine, the one who told me not to cry in restaurants, sends me a link to a series of lectures by this British Buddhist monk named Ajahn Brahm. And she's like, listen to this, it'll make you feel better. And I was skeptical because generally the only self-help I will accept is from a very close girlfriend of mine named Oprah Winfrey. But
My
I'm
close
desperate.
personal friend.
Yeah,
Oprah.
close personal friend.
You ever heard of her?
But I'm desperate. And I'm like, okay. And I immediately fall in love with Ajahn Brahm. And basically, he has given a weekly talk for like 15 years about every aspect of the human experience in this world.
Oh, we should look him up.
And they're alphabetized on the website. Go look. So like if your name is Mandy, you can look under M and there will probably be a lecture entitled Mandy, here's what you should do. It's really helpful.
Riley, look this up.
Look this up.
Ajahn Brahm.
Ajahn Brahm.
So we need to make sure that that's the right name.
AJAHN.
Oh, there you go.
Ajahn
Wow.
Brahm. And then look up Sophia.
Famous Ajahn Brahm meets Sophia.
What is this?
I don't think this is it.
I don't think this is it. I think he just met a girl named Sophia.
This is not it though. You got to go to his blog.
Yeah, go to his blog.
Ajahn Brahm website.
A blogging monk.
Okay, whatever. Anyway, it exists.
R.I.P.
It's really helpful. So I start listening to these lectures in bed. Like literally, I take a laptop and put it in my pillow so his voice is right in my ear.
Aw.
And then one night, I listened to a lecture he did about death and dying. And the theme was acceptance. And it was accepting that life and death go together and are part of the same continuum. And I realized even though I'm not physically dying, maybe I can integrate this sort of idea into the fact that my comedy is dying.
Aw.
And I realized if I'm going to succeed at SNL, I have to make peace with bombing. And you kind of have to sort of do that in life, making peace with bombing. But especially on that show. And so I stopped writing from a place of fear. What should I do? And I sort of just start to write things that I think are funny. And then I'm like, whatever. And I hand it in. So it's like, this could bomb, but it's fine.
Yeah.
And things start to go better. One of the last shows of the season, Tina Fey was the host. And I love Tina Fey. I really wanted to get something on when she was on. And I remembered on Tuesday night that I'd written this sketch. And when I was submitting to get the job, I was like, maybe Tina would be good for this. And I handed it in. We do a table read. And it doesn't kill, but it doesn't bomb. And it turns out Tina wants to try it.
Yes, Tina.
And it's a commercial parody, not jock straps.
I want that
For dogs.
back. Bring that back.
I wish.
It's a commercial parody, which means we're going to shoot it Friday and edit it all day Saturday. And I remember sliding in next to Lorne right before our dress, and I was nervous that people weren't necessarily going to get it because it was a weird idea. And it was a parody of like a Duncan Hines commercial, and then the way that we were going to do it is like lonely woman like substituting chocolate for spicy sleep. And so it was a product called Brownie Husband. And the idea was that
Oh my.
it was like a husband. It was brownie shaped like a husband, and you could sort of F it and eat it at the same time.
Wow.
What an idea.
Would you buy this
Opie's like,
product?
I don't know if people will get it. It's been out there, but
I
Tina
was
Fey likes
nervous,
it.
But then as soon as they started to roll with it, people started to laugh. And like they're really laughing, like rolling hard laughter. And Lorne is laughing. And if you want to picture what it's like to make Lorne laugh, picture yourself having spicy sleep with Lorne and he's laughing.
Nice.
Got it.
And then when it airs, it kind of hit and becomes a trending topic on
We
Twitter.
need to watch this.
People want a brownie husband. We should totally watch
We
this
need to
after.
watch
That'd be
this.
fun.
And it was the first moment in my whole SNL experience where I was like, this is what I thought it would be like when I was a kid. So the season ends. The other SNL tradition is that they don't tell you until the end of the summer if you're hired back for the fall.
You're hired.
So you have months to stew.
Oh.
But I found myself worrying less about whether or not they would want me back. And I was worrying more about what if they do want me back, because I was worried about going to a place that had made me feel so crazy. But on the other hand, nothing felt crazier than the idea of leaving this job that every comedy person wants and that I wanted since I was 10. And I started to think about what I would miss. And I thought, oh, I'll miss that approval. I'll miss the approval of the audience laughing and Lorne laughing. But then I remembered that ironically, the sketch that got me the most approval was the one I wrote at a crummy Starbucks by myself before I even thought I was worthy of getting the job. And when I did get the job, I didn't have the glamorous experience that I imagined I would have when I was 10 and I was watching that show on a black and white TV. But I actually had a much more important experience because what I learned was to be brave. SNL taught me that you can't be afraid to just put something out into the world that's yours and to do something that you believe in and that's totally different. So when SNL finally called my agent, they said they wanted me back. And I said, respectfully, no.
No thanks.
Whoa.
And then I took my laptop back to Starbucks. And that's when I started to write something new.
Oh, that's such a nice ending.
Yeah. I love that. That is
Wow.
dope.
Well, you
OP
made me laugh.
Yeah, you made me laugh. And OP got the dream job and realized maybe it wasn't the dream.
Yeah.
Like, dude, when you get the thing and you're like, actually, this isn't the thing, and
This isn't
then
what I want in life.
like being willing to.
And sometimes you can only know when you get it.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like that's almost always the
It's
case.
all- yeah, it's almost all
probably.
the case.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't really know what it's like until you're there.
Yeah, and you try it.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can put Brownie Husband in the actual.
But go watch it.
We
In
can
the
get our
actual video?
post-watching reaction.
But we
Yeah.
can watch it.
Yes,
You can watch us react to it.
silently.
I can hear it.
Oh my god. Damn.
Oh my god.
It was pretty good.
That was
Dude,
really-
yeah, dude, I want a brownie that large that I can eat. Bro, that
I
was
want my own
Oh
brownie
my
dang,
god, 100
dude.
calories per serving.
Do they have to make that? Because if they did, that's insane.
Yeah, probably.
But you know what I want almost as much
Wait,
as
I
a
want to tell
brownie
my
husband?
story.
Huh?
My OKOP story.
Oh, what's your okay story time? So, yeah.
Okay, so this is about me doing something over and over and not getting it right.
Mm.
So when I was in my senior year of high school, I was in the musical.
Yeah.
Right.
It was the last musical I was doing, and I was one of the leads, not the lead, but I was one of the leads, the comedic lead, if
Nice.
you will.
Which one was this?
Curtains.
Okay.
Yeah. And so in the process of rehearsals and stuff, there was this one line that it was like supposed to be a joke, and I was supposed to laugh a certain way. It's supposed to be like a loud, like, ha! Like that kind of laugh. And so I did it in rehearsal, and my director was like, no, like that's not right. You're not doing it right, Sophia. And so I was like, oh, okay. And so I tried to do it again. She's like, no, that's not right. And so
Did she tell you? Like, no, it's not like ha. It's like hurrah.
Yeah, she kind of does it. And I'm like, okay, yes. And she goes, no, that's not it. And so I do it a couple different times. She's like, let's just move on. I'm like, okay.
Ouch.
And so I go home and I'm like practicing this laugh. I'm like, ha, ha, ha. And I get so in my head that I'm like, do I even know how to laugh? I don't think so.
Right.
And so then I go into rehearsal the next day and I'm like, I practiced. And she's like, great, Sophia. And I do it. And she's like,
It feels too practiced now.
you know, she's like, it's still not right. And I'm like, what?
How?
And so I'm literally like every day after rehearsal, I'm practicing this laugh. I'm like going crazy. There's at one point when I go home and I talk to our dad and I'm crying and I'm like, I can't get this laugh. And so he's laughing at me. He's like, and I'm like, and I'm like hyperventilating. And I go back in and she's like, it's not right. Literally, it goes on. And then we had a dual cast. And my dual cast, she's doing it perfectly. She's laughing.
She gets every laugh right.
And I'm like, I
will kill you.
And finally, I'm like, I'm trying so. I go to my director. I'm like, I'm trying so hard, and it's not.
She's like, you're out of the
working.
play, Sophia.
No, and she goes, we're just gonna take it out. And so we take out this one laugh, and it demoralizes me so much that I literally for years, like we would be in things, and I would tell people like,
I can't laugh.
I can't laugh. I can't laugh, and they'd be like, what do you mean? I'm like, I can't do it. And so
Can you wait? Laugh for us.
I can't.
You just did it like 100 times.
I know, but I can do it on the spot. But yeah, and so literally it was so demoralizing. And now I think I can laugh in stage, but
if in the comments, if you want to make Sophia feel better, maybe comment that you like her laugh.
You like my laugh? No, it was a very specific type of laugh that I had to do. Yeah, it was like that. But it was so funny because in the actual performance, because I wasn't doing it, I don't know. There was just like a weird silence.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Literally, it was like,
What if you had the other person, you just like lip synced it, and the other person in the background just went,
yeah, I thought everyone else should have laughed around me, but I don't know.
no.
Also, if you haven't already subscribed, freaking subscribe. What are you doing?
Come on.
But you know what I love
director.
more than Sophia's fake laughs?
Yeah.
This next story.
Hey. Am I the a-hole for running away from my mom because she was too tired?
I think run far, run wide.
Run fast. Run here.
Run Forrest.
Run.
Jump.
This comes from Caroline Connolly, who says, I have always been a little afraid of my mother. She was born in Cuba when Fidel Castro was in power and immigrated to the United States at the age of 5. At the age of 15, she was accepted into college.
Let's go.
At 15?
Bro,
Smart.
That's crazy.
Whoa.
Smarty Pants McGee.
And at the age of 21, she graduated law school.
Who is this?
Who are you?
Who are you?
Tell us. Reveal yourself.
Kazoo Kid has questions.
Wait a minute. Who are you? Thank you.
By the time she was my age now, she had 3 kids and worked full time as a lawyer.
Whoa.
In contrast, I have a medium-sized dog.
Hey,
Equal.
you're crushing it with that
Yeah,
dog.
your
Dude,
dog's probably super fit.
that dog is pampered
Yeah.
or fat because of how pampered it is.
Oh,
I love how somebody's like, the dog's fit. The dog's freaking jacked.
that dog's super muscular.
Yeah.
Riley,
It
give
could
me
be in a
one.
dog show.
Oh,
There you go. That's what I was looking for. Now, my mom was not the kind of mom who volunteered at our school bake sales.
She didn't have time.
Doesn't have time.
She's a big fancy lawyer.
But she did have time for this. She was the mom who forced my school to create an entirely new Spanish curriculum just for me because she didn't think anyone in our small Massachusetts town could properly roll their R's.
That's
Wait,
great.
did she teach that? Did she teach it too?
Did she hire a new
No,
teacher?
she maybe she created. It sounds like she created the
The curriculum.
And then
curriculum.
passed it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
It was
like, do you create a curriculum for people rolling R's? Because I don't think if you handed that curriculum to someone who couldn't roll their R's, they would be able to roll their R's.
You're making some good points here.
You know?
I don't know. I feel like she knew what she was doing. She seems pretty smart.
She is a lawyer
probably
after
figured it
all.
out.
She's on
When
top
did
of it.
you graduate
Yeah, at
college?
15.
Yeah.
Help my daughter roll her R's or you're sued. And when my oldest sister wrote a particularly dark personal essay that prompted a teacher to call a meeting with the dean of students, my mother blamed the teacher for making the class read Ethan Frome.
Don't know who that is.
Who is that? Riley.
Riley? Who's Ethan Frome?
Or from.
Riley reads.
I'm going with Frome because that's an E.
Room.
Ethan Frome.
Ethan Frome.
Frome. Could be French.
Room.
Broom. Broom on my broom.
What's his
Ethan
most
Frome.
famous? What's his famous book?
Oh, novel, horror fiction, fantasy fiction.
Ah.
What's his greatest hit, Riley?
What's his greatest hit, Riley? Riley, what's his greatest hit? Riley. What's his greatest hit?
Ethan Frome, greatest
Greatest hit.
One hit wonder. Ethan
Wait, I
Frome.
think I think
Ethan
it
Frome
is
is a book.
It is a book.
Ah,
Yeah, that's the
okay. By
greatest hit right
Edith
there.
Wharton.
Wow.
Oh, I know Edith Wharton. Yeah.
Do you actually?
Yeah. What's the greatest hit of Edith Wharton?
Yeah,
I know that. I know the
you
name.
should know. You know Edith
Run
Wharton.
it back. Run
I
it
know
back.
of her.
Ethan Frome.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
Got you.
Who's the literary
Got
genius
you.
now?
What is it? Ethan who?
Edith Wharton.
Edith
EDITH
Wharton.
Shout out to
WHARTON. Oh, I have read that.
Yeah?
Yeah, I read that in high school.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's basically about this girl who gets pregnant, and from a spoiler alert, if you haven't read Age of Innocence yet, stop watching.
No, don't stop watching.
For right now,
There
for
goes
1
John.
minute, she basically
wanted to
she
read
gets
it so
pregnant
bad.
from this priest. But no one knows about this, and so the whole town, she becomes like a social pariah, and everyone's it's basically like
Scarlet Letter.
oh, you know what, I am thinking of the Scarlet Letter. But I have read The Age of Innocence. I just can't
Sounds
remember.
like you don't know what the Age of
I've
Innocence
read it. I
is.
just have no idea what it's about.
Hold
Yeah,
on,
but you know what I want to know about the rest of this story.
Let's get into this story, Sophia.
Wait, I
Well,
need
it's
to
about
know.
social class
No waiting.
acceptance and love.
There we go.
It focuses on New York's stubborn society.
Okay, I do recall. That is The Age of Innocence, and I still have read it. I have also read The Scarlet Letter.
Sure.
Spoilers for The Scarlet Letter.
Anyway, Ethan Frome.
Ethan Frome.
By Edith Wharton.
My mother blamed the teacher for making the class read Ethan Frome, which she said would depress anyone. And at home, her parenting tactics were unique to her Cuban upbringing. So sleepovers were considered dangerous activities and therefore were strictly prohibited.
Dude, I swear our mom's Cuban.
She didn't prohibit sleepovers.
She did for me.
Didn't go to sleepovers?
In high school, no.
It can't be true.
It is true. She wouldn't let me have sleepovers with any of my high school friends.
You know
I was having
why?
sleepovers all the time.
I know because your friends weren't cool.
You know why?
No, I'm kidding.
You're
Tell
kidding
them
that my
about the
friends are
time
cool?
you. Tell them about the time you like took that one guy's door frame down.
That was later when he was in college.
That was
Oh,
in
they
college.
That was in
turned me-
college.
Yeah.
You were doing that in college?
Yeah.
No, dude, no, you can't blame her then.
There's no way that our parents did not allow you
It's
to have
all right,
friends over.
it's because my friends were like more rambunctious than your friends, I think, or at least there was perceived rambunctiousness.
The perception of
The
rambunctious.
perception of rambunctionity.
But they weren't allowed to come
was
over to
high.
our house?
They were.
Oh, so you were allowed to have sleepovers.
Well, like, it's like I have a sleepover with you every day.
Anyways.
That's basically like you're just sleeping at the same thing.
Don't give Sam or something a thing to run on. We'll write a whole new story at the time of the banter. Anyways, okay. In her mind, it was like, why would I give my child away to another family? That was the perception of the sleepovers, I guess. If Jessica's parents want to neglect her, that's fine. Dang. She can sleep at our morally superior home for the night. We will teach her Spanish.
Mom was out here teaching everyone.
Yes,
Yeah.
rubbing Vegemite on toast, serving it up.
Rolling
She's like,
R's.
Barbie.
Bobby,
Barbie!
put that shrimp on it.
And she would often punish us in Spanish with phrases like "Quieres un mi
Getazo.
quetazo?" "Quieres un mi quetazo?" Which means, do you want me to slap you? Ooh.
I felt the air.
Yeah, that's right.
At least there's consent, I guess.
Do you want it?
Do you
Do you want it?
Because
How does that saying go again?
¿Quieres que?
"Quieres un mi
Yo
quetazo?"
quiero un quetazo.
"Quieres un mi quetazo?"
And that is not
Quieres
spelled
tu
correctly. I had
quetazo?
to do it phonetically because
Riley's putting that away for later.
Chill,
For later
Daddy.
night. Chill, chatty chill.
Or "Quieres un
Bofetón.
bofetón?" "Quieres un bofetón?" Which also means, do you want me to slap you?
So you have a variety to choose
We have
from.
choices. We have
Yeah.
options. And by the time I was in high school, I could not stand my mother and all of her rules. I thought she was pushy and overbearing, and she thought I was difficult and disobedient, and we were both frankly thrilled when I finally left for college.
That's not true.
I think mom was initially thrilled.
Yeah, and then you were more dangerous.
How has this become like a sneak diss on Sam and Sophia's mom?
No, it's not a diss.
I'm
it's
not
a diss.
dissing.
I'm not dissing.
Really?
I'm just saying what was. I love
I'm
my
a
mom.
movie.
My mom's great.
Some could say facts painting someone in a negative light could be considered a diss.
It's not a negative light.
It's simply a light.
It's just a light.
It's a light. Oh. Anyways, let's get back to OP's mom. And then I spent the next decade working all around the country, and I kind of loved the freedom from family that came with that. But just before I turned 30, I moved back to the area for a job, and the timing proved serendipitous when I got a call from my doctor that there was a concern.
Oh, no.
A recent biopsy of my skin found melanoma.
No.
And while it was caught early enough and removed, my lymph nodes were enlarged, and my doctor was worried the cancer may spread.
Oh, that is tragic. I mean, that shakes you.
Yeah.
A million
That's
percent.
terrifying.
I was admittedly shaken up, and I thought of all the times my mother ordered me to put on sunscreen. How she warned me that while Cubans have incredible skin, I am also half Irish.
Yeah.
Nope, it's
The half of you
Brought
that
down.
isn't Cuban.
And so when I called my parents to tell them, I braced myself for a lecture. Dude, if you're bracing yourself for a lecture when you're
Yeah, they're like, I have
cancer,
cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
dude.
You
But-
should have been wearing sunscreen.
We'll see. And my mom let out this big sigh that I heard so many times in high school. But all she said was, I will call you right back.
Okay.
He's a lawyer.
She's going to get
He's about to
sunscreen.
sue.
That's true. I'm suing the lymph
I'm
nodes.
suing your cancer.
Now, my mom had always cultivated close friendships with a group of women who were all from somewhere else. Spain, Colombia, Pakistan. I think in our largely white community, that is where she really felt most at home. And within minutes, the friend from Pakistan, a doctor, had booked me an ultrasound and scheduled an appointment for me to review the results with her later that day. Wow. So
That's awesome.
I mean, that's pretty incredible. Like, this is when
Yeah.
you need Mama Bear.
yeah, this is when you need your like 15-year-old college grad or no
Yes.
college.
You're genius.
21-year-old graduate.
Lawyer,
law
mother.
15-year-old lawyer doctor on the case. And when I arrived at the hospital, I turned into the waiting room, and the first person I saw was my mother, already there, waiting for me. And also, have they not spoken since college?
I think
to
they've
now?
spoken.
But they haven't like been as
Yeah.
close since then.
Yeah.
Right. That makes
That's my
sense.
understanding.
As soon as the nurse called out my name, I remember she jumped up and charged for it as if there was no question she would be accompanying her adult daughter into the room. Oh, that's cute. And the news. The news was good.
Let's go.
There was no sign of a problem. The lymph nodes were enlarged, but my doctor said that could be due to something as simple as shaving in the bikini area, which I had recently done.
Where? I thought your lymph nodes were here.
I thought they were here. Is that?
No. I think it's
I
just
think
probably
you have multiple lymph nodes. Riley, where are your lymph nodes?
Really?
I think there are
Where's-
lymph nodes everywhere.
Locate
Ricky Martin.
Oh God.
Show me a Ricky,
Ricky,
Martin's
stop.
body where her lymph
Please,
nodes
I
are.
can't take it. I'm falling in love.
Oh, we got hella lymph
Oh,
nodes.
dude, so many lymph
One,
nodes.
Wait, no,
2,
show me.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Oh,
9 areas.
Show me a.
What, do you want to look at that one?
Yeah. There we go.
He's only got one.
I thought these were your lymph nodes right here.
They are.
Look, she got lymph nodes over here.
Yeah, your
she
lymph
got
nodes
lymph
are.
nodes.
But maybe it's like a lymphic system.
Like, there are lymph nodes
'Cause
here.
lymph nodes
Like,
can affect your
it's like
vocal
all
cords.
over.
So if you took out a lymph node, what would happen? Damn, there's lymph nodes everywhere. Okay, so that is a lymph node. Let's freaking go.
And the armpit, right?
Yeah, lymph node. I think we were all right.
Yeah.
All right,
Everybody's
anyway.
Hooray. I felt this huge sense of relief wash over me. I was okay. And my mom was there, which was actually really comforting because while I am still a little afraid of her, she's also still my mom. And just as I was about to respond to my doctor, my mom looked at me in the eyes and said, I can't believe you don't. And that's love.
That's love.
And that's love.
That
That's
is
a
Cuban
love from a
mom love.
mother.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What a sweet ending. I'm
That's
glad that
super cute.
she doesn't
That
have
ended
cancer.
great.
Yeah. Is OP's mom the a-hole though?
Ooh.
No.
I mean, she made
Not
some
the
a-hole
end.
moves.
Yeah,
not,
perhaps.
like
Yeah.
all in, yes, but she had some, little
Hey,
Yeah,
Hillary.
bumps
bumps in the road.
and
A-hole
bumps.
bumps.
Bumps and
A-hole
cuts.
bumps.
That's right.
But don't we all?
But
In
don't
this
we?
scheme of
Don't we
life.
all? Because we're human.
That's true.
But you know what would make me more human?
What?
Sophia reading this next story.
Oh.
And if you subscribe,
Oh, yeah. And if you subscribe, what the heck? Do it.
Please. Please subscribe.
Every day that you do not subscribe, John dies a little bit more.
Yeah.
Every day.
Subscribe to help a John in the wild.
Thank you.
But you know what I want to talk about?
What?
Singular.
This story. Am I the a-hole for getting mad at my teacher for assuming I had a crush on someone?
No crushes in the school place.
Adria Walden says, so it's the 4th grade, and I am super in love with Spencer Williams.
Spencer.
He sits next to me in homeroom, and he's so cute. He's got this like messy red hair and these blue eyes and those like marker freckles across his nose. And we spend the whole first half of the year getting in trouble all the time because we can't stop talking to each other during class.
Spencer's a bad boy, too. He's got everything going
Getting
for
in
him.
trouble.
Ooh.
So for the second half of the year, we start passing notes in class so we don't get caught, which is amazing because Spencer's never passed notes in class before, which means I'm changing him like a good girlfriend should.
Oh,
I can change him, I swear.
I can make him do a bad
Daddy, I
boy.
love
Yeah.
him. He writes notes to me.
He's the rebel of our 4th grade class.
His handwriting is at least 3rd grade level.
He's got red hair.
And it's a messy. Much like his handwriting.
And this one time we were on a field trip and I fell down and he reached down to help me up. And when he gave me his hand, he didn't let go right away.
Take my hand!
And in 4th grade, that's kind of basically like over second base.
It is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
It was very exciting. And the school we go to is one of these like experimental magnet models where we can call our teachers by their first names, and we have classes like outdoors or in graveyards. And, in addition to math and English, we have classes like enrichment and future thinking.
That is sick.
That's
Pretty
a
cool.
cool school.
Did you have
Cool
a
school.
school like that in Florida?
Hell no. Are you kidding me?
They sent you out into the marsh.
I was signed up to Gator Wrestling 101.
I was gonna say.
And I passed.
And we both go to this very progressive school. And so I think that we are a very progressive couple, and our relationship is progressing just like I want it to. Until one day, I'm sitting at recess, hanging out by myself, and this gaggle of girls rushes up to me, which is kind of exciting because gaggles of girls never rush up to me. So I take out my tracker, I think
Trapper Keeper.
Trapper Keeper. That's
I actually listened to a podcast about this. It's like an organization folder. Look up Trapper Keeper.
Trapper Keeper. Trapper Keeper.
Trapper Keeper.
Trapper Keeper.
I had one of those, but those were called what were they
Expandable
called? Like
folders.
binders. Or
I
no,
think
not
they're
binders.
expandable folders.
Yeah, we called them. We had different names for that though.
Like
Something
a
folder.
binder with an extra
Yeah,
flap.
it was like a binder,
A flappy binder.
a flappy
Flappy
binder. But so I take out my Trapper Keeper so I can like write all of their phone numbers down, and they say, Adria, are you going around with Vincent?
Wait, Vincent's not Spencer though.
No, Vincent's not Spencer.
Spency?
And going around
The
was
suspense.
our word for. And going around with stop.
Come on, that's so good.
It was amazing. And going around was our word for dating at that time. And I was like, I don't know who Vincent is, but do you guys want? And they were gone.
Oh,
Hope you didn't even get to say, do you want my number?
dang.
Oh.
And I was like, all right. And I kind of forgot about it and went to back to my choose your own adventure book or whatever. And then later that afternoon, another group of girls comes up and they're like, Adria, are you going around with Vincent?
Who's Vincent?
And I'm like, I still don't know who Vincent is, but do you guys want to? And then they were gone.
Nope.
Oh.
We just want the tea.
Just want to give you my number.
Give me the tea and then
I
get
just
out
want
of my
friends.
face.
They're efficient, these girls. They
Yeah.
said, do you know Spencer? Bye.
See ya.
And I was a little upset because I kind of felt like mean girls being mean. But like in terms of what bullying could be, it wasn't really that bad. So I kind of let it go until choir rehearsal that afternoon. After school, and one of my very good friends said, Adria, I hear you're going around with Vincent. And I was like, okay, who's Vincent? Also, we're 9. Maybe it's cool if we don't have boyfriends yet. And she says it as if I was going to know who that is. And she says, I can't believe you don't know who that is. And she points to the back of the cafeteria where there are boys doing boy things.
What are boy things? Beyblades.
Yeah.
Beyblades. Yeah, there you go.
What are boy things? Beyblades.
Beyblades.
I said, I don't know who you're talking about. Is it that blonde kid with the red shorts? And she says, no, dummy, next to him. And I say, the guy with the ponytail and Converse? And she says, no, in front of him. And I say, buzz cut and tank top? And she says, no, Adria, the black kid. Vincent is the black kid. You should totally make him a Bobby Timmons mixtape. And I said, well, I already like Spencer and I already made him a Pixies mixtape. So I'm good on mixtapes. And she says, why would you like Spencer? And I said, why would I like Vincent? And she was like, because, you know.
I imagine that OP is also black.
I think I'm putting an ICU in the comments.
I'm putting an ICU.
Yeah, this does not look good.
I somehow missed that ICU, which is tragically ironic.
Yeah.
John doesn't see color.
Apparently not.
Oh, man. And the bummer was that I
For
did
everyone
know.
who doesn't know, John's girlfriend is black.
That is true. That is correct.
No,
Hence
I
the
was just
tragic
gonna leave
irony.
that there.
Leave it where it stands. Let the people figure it out.
Yeah. And the bummer was that I did know, because 4th grade was the year that I learned that I was black.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Oh, that's a bummer. Not
Is-
that you
is-
are black.
To be super clear. Super clear.
Clear.
Oh, Sophia.
Okay, John, you were right there a second ago. Throwing me under the bus the second you call out.
Exactly.
And it was a huge surprise to me. And I had no idea. And I didn't know that people had opinions on that or that it was something that mattered. Because up until then, I just didn't know. When I would draw pictures of myself, I just wanted my pictures to look like everyone else's pictures. So I gave myself peach skin or pink skin and no one cared. And then one time, the first time I heard the N-word was in a funny little song someone was singing in the hallway. Because it's rural Texas and that stuff happens. And I sang it for my mom.
Oh, no.
Oh,
That's crazy.
Oh. And I didn't understand why she was livid. And 4th grade was also the year that some a-hole decided we were going to start celebrating Black History Month, which amounted to me trembling in the corner through the whole month of February while my teacher showed us pictures of backs with scars all over them, fire hoses, and German shepherds. And every other set of eyes in the room would look at me and be like, Adria, we're so sorry. That's so weird to do just to the one black kid in school. What was it like? And I'm like, you guys.
What do you mean? I'm not those people.
This is what happens.
You guys, I'm not even 10 yet. The worst thing that's happened to me is not being able to go to a New Kids on the Block concert because I was grounded.
I mean, that's not fun.
That's not fun.
That's not fun.
Some may say as hard.
Some may write that in the history books.
And that one person is named Samuel Donner.
Leave me alone. And this whole thing with Vincent was weird. This weird natural extension of that because Vincent, it was his first week at school this week, and he was the only other black kid in this class of 100. And it was baffling to me that nobody, even though I got in trouble for talking to Spencer every day, nobody had any idea that I had a crush on him.
Do you think Spencer knows? He held her hand.
He held her hand.
Seems
held
like
her hand.
Spency is about it.
Spency's about it.
Spencer's getting spicy.
Spency better
true.
be about it. And even though I had not said one word to Vincent, no one could figure out why we weren't basically married. Like nobody. Including Spencer.
No!
Spencer!
Not Spencer! No! But the handhold, did that mean nothing
Et
to
tu,
you?
Brute.
Dude.
Because that week he came up to me and said, hey, Adria, you left your caboodle in future thinking. And I was like, thank
What's
you.
a caboodle?
I don't know. These are terms I'm not aware of.
Yeah.
I feel like these are old people
Caboodle.
terms.
Yeah.
What's a
Millennial
caboodle?
terms.
I didn't know what a trapper keeper is.
Oh, I know what a caboodle is.
Like a little lunchbox?
Yeah, it's like
You
that's
just
like a
have-
little. It's like a pencil case.
You millennials
Pencil
just have
box.
different words.
Yeah, I've never heard of caboodle, but
I've
pencil
also
case.
never heard
Trapper
caboodle, to be
keeper.
clear. To be freaking clear.
And I was like, thank you, because that felt like excellent eventual boyfriend behavior. I was very happy until he told me that he was playing soccer with Vincent and he could totally give him my number if I wanted.
Ooh.
Spencer. And then even our teachers got into it. And this one teacher after school I knew said, well, Adria, have we seen the new student? And do we have a little crush on Vincent? And I said, no, Diana.
No!
We do not have a crush on Vincent.
That's right.
We do not have a crush on Vincent or anyone else anymore.
No.
Thank you.
Spencer.
That's right.
They're
Spencer,
love.
Nah.
Spencer fumbled the bag.
Get out of here,
Get
Spencer.
out of here,
Yeah.
Spencer. And that is the end of the story.
What?
That's it.
That's
That's
it.
I just end
Oh.
sad.
Ah,
That's sad.
dang.
Dude, that whole room of teachers and classmates, a-holes.
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 You are not the
Every
a-hole. They
single
are
one.
the a-holes.
They're the a-hole. I'm sorry, Opie had to go through
Here
that.
I was
Sucks.
about to rock with Spence, and I'm like,
No.
get out of my face,
No.
Spence.
We're not
No.
rocking with
Go.
Spence because
Yeah.
he's not rocking with us.
Yeah,
That's
dude,
right.
he's messy. Just like his
Messy.
hair. Messy.
Mhm, messy redhead hair.
You don't need to be with the
We don't
redhead.
need him. But you know what I need?
What?
Another story.
Hope!
Am I the a-hole for telling my doctor about a spicy dream I had?
Spicy?
How spicy.
Very spicy. This comes from Jason Schumer. They say, she looked at me and said, see that red light in the corner? Just ignore it. I looked at her and I thought, what? And she looks at me and goes, yeah, it's just a video camera. It's going to record you when you sleep.
Love it.
And I stood there and I thought to myself, oh my God, you cannot have that Ricky Martin dream tonight.
Ricky Martin. Love it.
I guess that's the spicy sleep.
Oh, Ricky.
That's the spicy dream.
That's the
Ricky.
spicy
Ricky,
dream.
what are you doing here?
Hold on.
See, is Ricky Martin a person
Yeah.
that's famous?
Yeah.
So,
Do you know who that is?
Yeah.
Who's that?
He's a singer.
Oh,
I don't know.
I've never heard of Ricky Martin.
Neither have I.
See, I hadn't been really paying attention when they explained the sleep study for sleep apnea to me, and I didn't know that they would actually record while I slept. I knew there would be sensors stuck to my body, but I didn't know there would be actual video footage, possibly
Live
incriminating. Yeah, live video
Right.
footage.
Of
My
every
dreams.
moment.
Ooh.
Now, my love for Ricky Martin is a tale as old as time. Boy sees boy on TV. Boy buys boy's records. Boy goes to New York to meet boy at record signing. Boy meets boy, makes a butt out of himself. Boy is ripped away by security and never sees other boy again.
A tale as old as time.
Wow.
So kind of a little stalker vibes.
I mean, dude, yeah, if you're, I guess probably the security is pretty like on edge, but I feel like if you
Yeah.
do some, like, you kind of have to do a lot.
you have to do a lot to get ripped away by security.
Well, maybe it was just like ripped away, like he was like, I've got to dramatize this moment. We were star-crossed lovers, and I was ripped away. And
ripped
maybe he
away.
was
No,
just,
no,
like,
no.
pushed.
He was ripped away by security.
Okay.
Ripped away. Now, years later, Twitter's invented, and I seize it as an opportunity to reconnect with the love of my life. So I follow Ricky Martin on Twitter religiously, and he always tweets in Spanish. I don't know
You
Spanish.
should have learned.
Ouch,
If
true.
you really loved Ricky Martin,
Yeah,
you would have
that's right.
learned.
My Spanish is limited to the lyrics of Madonna's Lala Bonita, but I would see his tweets and I would love him and like him and retweet him because my heart was translating. I don't need to know what they say.
No.
Yeah.
I just need to
My
know it was
heart
Ricky Martin
knows.
tweeting.
I
It's
just
how
see
they
those-
make me feel.
Ooh, I just see those lips.
But he was writing. He would write, yo voy a la tienda, yo compro Doritos y leche.
Yo compro.
My heart would translate it as, Jason,
Nope.
I'm in Miami. Come, wait, what is it?
Yo compro Dorito. Well,
What does that
Doritos y
mean?
leche.
I buy Doritos?
Yeah.
Let's go, Duolingo.
When he messed it up. He's like, I scratched that.
You said compro.
You like failed it.
Whatever, I got close. Anyway, my heart would translate that as, Jason, I'm in Miami. Come find me.
Ooh.
But in reality, he was tweeting, I'm going to the store to buy milk and Doritos. Finally,
Gross.
one day,
Disgusting
What a combo.
combination.
finally, one day I tweeted, oh my God, I need to take a Spanish class so I can learn what Ricky Martin keeps tweeting.
Finally, you've come to the realization.
Truly.
The only way that you can progress in this relationship is if you can understand him.
That's right.
Oh, and the relationship progresses.
Oh.
Within an hour, he sent me a direct message back saying,
He's into you.
ha ha ha. Or was it ja ja ja? I always tweet Spanish to English, English to Spanish, and sometimes in Portuguese.
He's
This is
literally
what
in
Ricky
love with
Martin
you.
says.
Ricky Martin loves you.
He says, or should I give, I probably shouldn't give an accent.
No.
Don't do that.
Can I give it like a ha ha ha? I always tweet Spanish to English.
No.
That's just like a voice. That's not like a
We will
Spanish
take
voice.
Take the Spanish out of it.
All right, I'll take the Spanish. Ha ha ha. I always tweet Spanish to English, English to Spanish, and sometimes Portuguese.
Ooh.
That was a DM to me and only me. Ricky Martin knows I exist, and my heart translated it to, as Jason, we're getting married.
Yeah. That's the next step.
That is the next
That
step.
is the next
First
step.
step.
First step in the DMs.
Twitter DM.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next step, marriage.
Love and marriage, love and marriage.
Done.
That's what they say in
Then a
that
baby
old
carriage.
song.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Now, I'm at the sleep study, and the images of Ricky Martin.
The images of Ricky Martin.
And the images of Ricky Martin, and the images of Ricky Martin shaking his bonbon, singing "He Bangs, He Bangs" is dancing around my head as I'm trying to not sleep. It was the longest night of my life. I was trying to sleep, but I can't. But then you're paranoid and you're scared. And you keep thinking I'm being recorded and this is going to end up on YouTube.
Yeah.
Well,
Sleep apnea is
gonna
either
be
going to
posted
kill me while I'm asleep or while I'm awake by embarrassment. 2 weeks later, I have to go back and do the test again, and we go over the results.
Okay. Okay.
It's a grid with a printout with the doctor, and it's this weird printout, and there's 13 categories, and they get all these weird acronyms and weird kind of titles and whatnot, and then like spikes and lines and dashes. And the doctor's looking at me, and she's starting to go on about, number 1 snore, number 2 REM, number 3 roo-rah, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm bored, stop.
gonna fall asleep again.
Yeah, he's gonna fall asleep.
You're
Yeah,
supposed
not
to
even
keep
a sleep study.
awake. Yeah.
Like, I'm wishing I had day apnea at this point. Like, take me now, awake apnea. I can't get through this appointment. So I get bored and start skipping ahead down the line. And all of a sudden, I see number 13. And the word is arousal.
Oh no, the
Ooh.
Ricky Martin dream.
The Ricky Martin dream. And I'm thinking, oh God.
Oh, God.
And so I start following the line behind it in spikes. And it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What? 8 and 9 are back to back. And I'm like, son of a bee. I had the Ricky Martin dream. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 arousals.
16.
All
While my
for
man was
Ricky.
asleep. All for Ricky.
Wow.
Oh, for Ricky.
I was impressed. And I sat there and I thought, dang, son, play on, player. Like, I was like Superman. Like, this man is getting fully torqued like 16 times.
Dude,
while
he's putting numbers on the
he's
board
putting
over
Like,
here.
numbers.
Ricky. Take DMs, Ricky. He's like,
Hey,
guess what?
Guess what, babe?
I got it up 16 times for you last night. I was impressed. I said, the damn son, play on, player. Like, I'm like Superman. And so she's going down the list and she's getting closer to 13. And I start panicking because I don't want to talk about my arousals with this doctor.
Fair.
And sometimes you use comedy as a deflector, kind of to break the ice. And so she gets to number 13 and she goes, 13 arousals. And I look at her and I said, haha, clearly I had the Ricky Martin dream. And she stared at me.
Does she have any background for this?
Context.
I don't know if she knows who Ricky Martin is. We didn't know who Ricky
I
Martin
think that
is.
makes it better.
Yeah.
I grinned and she stared at me. And I'm like, and she stared at me some more. And I thought, oh God, do I got to do jazz hands? Like 16 arousals. And after an awkward, lengthy pause, she looks at me and goes, arousals. That's just the number of times you woke up.
So he shared his dream for nothing.
I mean, he sounded proud of
Ooh,
it.
Yeah.
Right?
And I
But it
was
didn't
mortified.
happen. So now his pride has been taken away.
His pride has been taken away. He's
Yeah.
like, I guess I didn't get it up 16 times for Ricky Martin.
Yeah.
I was mortified, and then I was really sad because then I realized I'm not a superhero down below with 16 arousals in one night. I'm just an overweight guy whose body's trying to kill himself while he sleeps, who will always love Ricky Martin. But if that isn't living La Vida Loco, what is?
So true.
What
I
is?
say that to
So is
myself
Opie the
every
a-hole
day.
for telling his doctor about a crazy Ricky Martin dream.
Dude, I think he's a hero.
I
He's
think
a hero.
Superhero.
I think he's a. I need a hero.
Also,
I'm holding out for a hero to
the end of the night. And he's got to be bad. Hi, but you know what would be heroic to us?
What?
If you subscribe.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
Subscribe
God.
right now and maybe comment your dreams.
Comment your dreams.
Have you had any Ricky Martin dreams about one of us?
Or subscribe 16 times while you're asleep.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's the arousal that we want.
Ooh.
But I think that's a wrap. So if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you.
And see you tomorrow.